I believe that it is the goal of all goals to be at peace, true fulfillment, to experience love, freedom. Everyone is seeking that in one form or another, and most of the time we've been conditioned by our society to look outside of ourselves, to feel that we can attain that with certain conditions. If we work hard enough, or ambitious enough, or if we're greedy enough, whatever the reason may be. And this is how we get ourselves in a miserable pattern of stress, anxiety, fear, and dissatisfaction because of these expectations that we placed on ourselves based on societal influence of egotism. Ego supremacy is real. It always has been. It's just something that has been overlooked because it's the unseen enemy that everyone is afraid to admit. We're in denial about that. And because of that, we project our fears and insecurities and our programming onto others and never take responsibility that we're responsible by the way the ego matrix is. I always say, do not allow anyone to pull you into their chaotic lower vibrations so that you drown within your shadow aspects. When you are engaged in the eye of a storm with someone else, for example, you don't see the hurricane that is around you. And we miss who we are at our most deepest fundamental level, which is witnessing consciousness that's silent, it's free of mental noise, and an egoic sense of personal identity. This mind-made image or interpretation of this character called me and mine. My past, my goals, my future, my race, my country, whatever the reason is. And it makes life more stressful and complex and complicated because we put all of our attention to our self-image. We put all of our energy to decorating the cage instead of looking within to see that the treasure always lied deep within our being. Inside of every one of us is the I am. In the place of simplicity, allowing, clarity, creativity, intuitive insight, love, compassion. This is the field of pure potentiality that we keep on missing because we're overlooking that which is doing the looking. So we're not programmed to say yes to the pure existence of life, the present moment. We have all been programmed to see things through the filters of linear time, division, and opposition. This is something that we all get ourselves trapped into. Everybody lives in a body of fiction called our separate story. We are trapped in an encapsulated sense of identity, a narrative that's constantly needing to be revived and reinforced by resisting the now. This is the real culprit to our life's woes, is our unobserved egoic programming that goes out of the way to protect us, to survive in society at any cost. And it exceeded its limits. It has overtaken every aspect of our lives, which means it's doing more than what it's been programmed to do. Initially, our egoic mind was there to protect us and to keep us surviving in society. But now we have used that same program to control and dominate our thoughts, our emotions. We look at things and see it more than what it is based on our past experiences, our fears, based on our desires. Everything becomes a threat, a survival instinct that we need to protect ourselves. But what we start doing is we overextend that protection to our self-image, who we think we are. And therein lies the problem. We don't realize that the human ego is the universal influencer at the root of all of our suffering. from capitalism, communism, socialism, materialism. Everything is just a byproduct or branch of that state of psychosis. Any other wishful thinking and identifying the problem is just another deflection, a smokescreen that the ego puts into play so that it does not get sought out. We are all our own worst enemies based on accepting this egoic program to run our lives. And we're completely bombarded with the incessant inner chatter that pertain to threats, which creates anxiety, discomfort, dysfunction, because our perceptions are distorted through the lenses of fear, the need for enemies, to find differences in others. We seek out comparison, competition, opposition. The old system is not going to go away because it's the root of our collective insanity that we have normalized. We just think that that's what it is to live in the world and to be human, and not realizing that there are alternative ways of being able to see things and to go past all the old programmings that keep us locked into lower consciousness, placing conditions on everything we do and holding ourselves back. All this misleading belief systems that take us away from the harmony that anchors us into the present moment. We don't see ourselves as observers of thoughts, we see ourselves as the thoughts in and of itself. We identify with thought, and this is what causes a ripple within consciousness. And when we open ourselves to that, invest our energies to these same sets of disempowering, misaligned beliefs of the tribal mentality, we compromise who we are as pure awareness for who we think we are based on thoughts and opinions of others, the collective energies of egotism.